So hey, awesome ones. You know, about a year ago, I did a video and it was called Youthful Fashion Fixes. They were no-sew kind of DIY projects, really simple though. When I say projects, they were really simple. And I thought to myself, well, why don't I give you a few more ideas? So the great thing about this video is really all you have to do is shop your own closet to find the clothing, and well, you'll see what I mean in just a second. Let's get started. So let's start with a dress that you bought. You thought it was going to be so great, but it ended up looking really frumpy on you. And I know I did that with this one. And you can see by this picture that it was really a big mistake. But, you know, I keep looking at it in my closet and I'm thinking to myself, you know, that's kind of nice, actually. The top, I love the top. The rest of it made me look frumpy. So what I'm going to do, don't gasp, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sharp pair of scissors and just below this third button here, are you ready? I'm going to cut. Now, yes, I could have measured, I know that. Now I have a really nice top. So all I did to change it from drab to fab was, as you know, cut it. And then I also decided to do a bit of styling here, take it off the shoulders a little bit, blazon it a little bit. And I'm wearing this with a really nice stretchy jean skirt. So what do you think? Now I can wear this, right? So with this little top, I just sort of cut it really quickly, and of course you're going to want to measure it properly, and you might even want to put a seam on there, but even if you don't, who cares? Nobody can see it. All right, now I thought that it looked really nice with the off the shoulder. What I like about an off the shoulder kind of look is you're not kind of seeing all that flabby stuff under your arms, and you see a little bit of skin, so it's very sexy. However, we do have the problem, like I've got lots of these tops, these off-the-shoulder tops, of them kind of slipping down a little bit. So my next tip is how to fix that. So just if you turn this inside out here, you'll see that there's your underarm seam right there. And all you have to do is get two, I don't know if you can see this okay, but these are two safety pins with an elastic or a hair tie, and all you need to do is go underneath the arm like this, and you do a little attachment there without seeing it on the other side, of course, and you put another little attachment over here. And what that does is it makes sure that it's nice and tight underneath your arms when you put it on, all right? And then it's not going to slip off because it's going to be tucked underneath there, and there's your little bit of support. Let's get on to the next tip that I have. And as you remember in one of my videos recently, I talked about capris and how they cut us off at the thickest part of our calf, and they're really not that attractive, and it's probably better that you just wear a pair of longer pants. Well, I kind of hope you didn't throw all your capris out, because I've got a tip for you, and pretty soon we're going to be wearing boots again, right? So this next tip involves wearing your boots and also a pair of long socks. So let's take a look. So all I had to do was put my boots over top of my socks, and because I didn't have to you don't bunch up all the jeans and everything in there. I didn't even have to worry if I had a little bit of a thicker calf. Everything fit in just fine with the capris. Oh, and by the way, I decided to do a bonus tip for you near the end of this video. I had some people, actually I think it was just one person, who said to me, you know, you shouldn't be wearing skirts, you shouldn't be wearing shorts, and you shouldn't be wearing dresses because, girl, you have varicose veins. And I thought to myself, But I am going to wear dresses and skirts and skirts and everything else, so I'll show you that tip at the end. But let's talk about, maybe you're going back to work or you're just getting out there into life again and you want to put on your jewelry. Well, I gotta tell you, the chunky jewelry it's really, really outdated. You're going to make yourself look older. I have some very beautiful necklaces that I love. Don't throw them out, but maybe just retire them for a little while, because this chunky jewelry, it's just not working for the styles anymore. And what we're going for is something more dainty, and it's easier on your neck as well. But what we're looking for is something more like, if I can untwist it a little bit, I don't know if you can see this. Maybe if I put it against, it's all twisted up. Okay, if I put it against something like this, you can see that it's quite lovely, it's quite dainty. And we all have also, remember those little gold studs that we used to put in our ears? That's also a dainty look. And if you don't want to go out and buy something like this, then you might even have 3 little strands of gold that you could just put around your neck, and there you go, you got the look. So for the next trick that I have up my sleeve, no, really, I have it up my sleeve. I'm going to show you how, remember the Miami Vice look? Do you remember that, where they kind of rolled up the sleeves a little bit? Well, if you try to roll up your sleeves, they always fall down, right? So let's take a look at how we can fix that. So as you can see, a lot of the new styles have this shorter kind of sleeve on them, and it's all sewn like that. But we don't want to start sewing up our regular blazers, do we? So all we need to do is pull up the sleeves a little bit like this, just so it's a little bit, tuck that underneath there, and then get an elastic or a hair tie. Just make sure that it's not too tight, okay? We don't want to be cutting off our circulation. And then all you do is you put this up here and you just roll some of the fabric down. And that way it's going to have that little bit of a more, kind of Miami Vice look over this floppy one here, and you got the style going on. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but those lovely waterfall cardigans that we all have? Well, they're kind of dated now, and they're also making you look older, but you know what? I'm not ready to throw all mine out, so I came up with an answer. Let's take a look. So I know, you love your waterfall cardigans, and so do I. But we want to sort of make this look a little bit trendier, a little bit more youthful, and well, let's just see what we can do with this. So the great thing about these waterfall cardigans is there isn't a lot of material in the back here, so that's good. So I'm just going to kind of push up the sleeves a little bit like this. And also what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to twist the bottom of the waterfall, I guess you can call it, and the other bottom of the waterfall. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a knot. So let's go ahead, just looking in the mirror here, tie a pretty knot, tuck it underneath a little bit, and voila! We have something that's a lot more stylish, a little bit more trendy, and I think it looks a little bit more youthful. And don't forget, I'm going to have that bonus tip for you, about the varicose veins in just a few seconds. But I love doing these videos for you, and I'm going to have lots more of the DIYs and the styling, and also, of course, makeup and confidence videos as well. And hey, if you're not a subscriber, well, come on down, join our community. We'd love you to be here with us. And all you have to do is click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on the bell, because then you'll be notified of when my videos come out. So looking and feeling your best, I mean, it's pretty easy to do, and sometimes you can just look in your closet and find some clothes that you can kind of adjust a little bit. But okay, you're wondering about the bonus tip. What is it? And as most of you know, if you've seen my makeup videos, I do hide my age spots on my hand with concealer. So that's always done, and you can't really tell how old I am. How old do you think I am? Only her hairdresser knows for sure. Do you remember that commercial? So put it in the comments if you remember that one. Well, what I decided to do was look for a concealer that I could put on my legs. And what I found was from It Cosmetics. It is full coverage, anti-aging, waterproof concealer. And I got it in my color, and my color is light fair. So let me show you what I did. So here's my very bad varicose vein, but I thought it was kind of cool because I thought it looked like a chain tattoo. So I don't know, it didn't really bother me. But now that I've got this concealer, I'm going to try to do this on camera, but you can sort of see with this little concealer brush. Bye-bye, chain varicose veins. And of course, if I was doing this, let me just see if I can, I'd do a little bit of blending. And what I like about this is that it is, it's waterproof. So this is a great tip for your hands and for the front of your legs and for the sides. But if you're going to a wedding, you know, with those white sort of cover-ups on the chairs, or somebody who has a white sofa, you might not want to do the back of your legs. And by the way, I'll put a link for that concealer below the description. And also, this is a beautiful wrap dress I'm wearing. I'll put a link for that, and that jean skirt and a few other things for you. But, you know, I usually always say this, and that is that we're all on this aging journey together, and we really, really have a choice. We have a choice to have low self-esteem and kind of shrink and be invisible. Or we can show our daughters, we can show the next generations of women that we're strong, and we can start embracing these years. We can start celebrating these years. And most of all, we can start to keep it awesome.